You're probably here watching this training today because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Maybe you've been on this journey like most of my clients for 2 years, maybe even 20 years, and you're trying and trying to get your health on track. You're trying to build that body that you've always wanted. But for some reason, either we can't stick with it or things just always keep going back to square one over and over and over again. I feel you. It's probably extremely frustrating. It's probably extremely a doubtful feeling, right? Maybe a scary feeling if you're dealing with some health issues now. Well, today's training is designed exactly for you. For those who don't know, my name is Hayward. I'm a professional coach, and essentially I help 40 plus age professionals completely do a 180 in their lives with their health and their fitness, creating sustainable lifestyles and also their mindset and their belief systems as well, because that's a massive part of this. And today I'm going to share with you on exactly why things haven't been working out for you when it comes to your weight loss and your fit journey. What I've seen after speaking with thousands and thousands of people and coaching over 300 plus clients. And I'm also going to share with you 5 areas that you can start changing immediately to actually get long lasting results. So if you guys do enjoy this training today, if it helps you, in one way or another, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, a review, comment. All that stuff really helps so other people can see it as well. All right, let's dive in. So, diving in here, why can't you stick to your goals? Right? You got the desire there, but why can't you stick to it? Why is nothing changing? Well, let's reflect on this. If we look at the stats, nowadays it's getting pretty scary. Most Americans are overweight or obese. And 1/3 of the main reason of death is from cardiovascular disease. So, a majority of people who are dealing with this stuff, and the main cause of death happening in America specifically, but I believe it could be around the world, not all of it, but many cases can be prevented. Many cases can be prevented if we can get past this health epidemic, if we can get past this obesity epidemic, if we can get through this and make these changes, so much will change. Now, if we reflect though, why is it that so many people are stuck? Like if the stats show it themselves, 90% of people who lose weight gain it back. 90% of people who go to a personal trainer, 95% gain it back. 90 to 95% of people who do the pills and all these approaches always gain their weight back. What is different with this 10%? Like how did this random 10% do it? Right? Well, allow me to share my journey first. When it came to my journey, so for those who don't know, I've been on both ends of this journey. I've been extremely underweight, where I used to get bullied for my size and being that small, skinny kid in school. I used to be that way. And I also, back in not long ago, I was also 233 pounds, overweight, had some chunk on me, and I felt terrible. So I've been on both sides. I've lost 40 pounds, I've gained almost 100 pounds up and down this journey. And let me tell you, when I first started my journey and I was super, super small and skinny, everyone saw me that way. And years later, when I came back and I had almost 100 pounds extra on me, my whole identity was changed. Everything about me was changed. And that's the key, is that when I changed myself, I didn't follow a diet to change. I didn't look for a temporary plan to follow just to gain some weight and that's it. I didn't follow a plan to lose weight either. No. How I made these changes and sustain them as well. So for those who don't follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing my journey of losing 40 pounds and easily sustaining it. But how I did that, guys, is wasn't from a crazy strict plan. I still ate pizza every single weekend that I lost this 40 pounds. It wasn't from that. It was from changing myself. And that's it. I changed myself. I didn't follow an external plan. I didn't change anything externally. I changed within. I changed myself, my identity, who I was, and therefore everything else changed around me. What I want you to understand is that your goal is more possible than you can imagine. Like your goal, your transformation is a lot closer than you think. You might not believe it at this point because of your past results. They're causing you and they're influencing you to believe that maybe you can't do it. But I'm telling you, you are not that far off from where you want to be. And you should get excited for that. And the real switch comes from within. It comes from changing yourself because that's what sticks long term, right? And I'm going to break this down deeply here today with you. So, looking at all these plans, right? This failure rate of 90% plus. And mind you, my clients right now have a 90% plus satisfaction rate. Okay, they're crushing it. And if we look at the differences, most plans and diets and ways to lose weight, it is a temporary approach, right? We start this, so we buy these pills on Amazon or we get these gummies from our friends, or we hop on this diet plan that we get online from some dietitian, right? Or maybe we join a coaching program and we join this community. And then what happens is that we get these generic plans set up, right? So it's like not our normal way of being. It's like we cut out the foods we love. We start doing these strict approaches. We go from never working out to doing cardio every single day. We don't even want to do the cardio. And we make all these crazy changes immediately, right? Because we had this newfound motivation, what we would call external motivation, extrinsic motivation. This is where it's like, okay, summer's coming up. I want to lose 30 pounds so I can feel good in a bathing suit. Or I got this wedding coming up soon, so I want to feel really good. So they go get the diet. We start these plans, these programs, and then we're like hoping, okay, I hope this time is it, right? I hope this time is it. And we try the plan. Now, mind you, I want to let you know that before we even start, we're setting ourselves up for failure. Hoping to lose weight, trying to lose weight is coming from the mindset of someone who doesn't fully believe in themselves. What I tell my clients is that you're no longer trying when you join my team here. When you become a part of the community and the family here, we're not trying, we're not hoping. Hoping is putting our goals out there and saying, good luck, world. I hope you make it happen for me. But doing is, it's up to me and I'm going to do it. So we go into these plans though, and we try them, right? And we make these changes. And a lot of us do lose a good amount of weight on them. We lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds maybe, and we stick to it for a good amount. But then something happens. Either we get bored of the plan, it's not sustainable. So we slowly start falling off track. Number two is we're not prepared for what's coming. We don't have that future foresight. So we start doing things like trying to maintain. We do things like justification. Well, I've already lost 20 pounds. I can start having that fry again. It's okay to do that, but it's the mindset you have about having that fry. Giving into those little slip ups over and over is a quick, slippery slope back down to square one. Or we get complacent. Well, I lost 20 pounds. I got this new partner. I feel good now. I can go back to my old ways. Right? So we do these temporary approaches until something happens, a life event, maybe there's a family death and knocks you off track and you're just so beaten down that you can't stick to your plan anymore. Or the plan in general was just not sustainable. It wasn't designed for you personally. Or our mindset didn't change and we weren't in the right place. We didn't have the habits, right? So once we're done these plans, once a life event happens, what happens next is we go right back to the way we are. Right? Because we didn't change our habits. We didn't change ourselves. Our old habits, our old ways of thinking and being are still ingrained into us. They're still there. And guys, mind you, 94 to 96% of your lives is lived in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is where all your habits, your identity, your trauma, your ways of being, all that is stored in your subconscious mind. That's why, again, that's why you can drive to work and be in la la land and not hit the neighbor's dog because it's in your subconscious mind that's running the show. We're only conscious here in the now and aware in the present moment, only about 4% of the time, around there. The other time we're living in the subconscious mind. The reason why is because imagine having to think about breathing and blinking and all this other stuff. You'd put out way too much energy. You'd be exhausted. You wouldn't be able to function. So everything just becomes robotic. And this is what keeps us stuck in our old ways. Because as a child, a lot of people who struggle with their weight their lives usually have family members who also struggle with their weight because they develop the habits, the thinking, the way of being from their parents or the people around them in their lives. And they develop those ingrained habits and ways of being. So it's almost like their destiny to end up struggling as well. This is why I want to really get this into you parents as well, because your kids are relying on you to make sure they have healthy habits for their future. So maybe you didn't when you were younger, but you can change that now. It's up to you. That's how serious you got to take this. So we do these things, we try these plans, but we don't change the most important thing, which is ourselves. And that's why we always end up square one again, over and over and over again. That's why you go back to your old ways of eating. That's why you quit the gym and go back to that routine in the evening. It's because it's ingrained in who you are. And then it becomes a comfort zone. So we create this comfort zone around us, right? And it becomes very comfortable. And now we don't really want to get out of this change, right? We don't really want to get out of this routine because it's really comfortable. It's normal to us. And that's your normal brain saying, this is safe and secure. Let's stay here because I know we're going to survive if we stay in this comfort zone. I don't know what's outside the comfort zone, so I don't want to go out there. But as we all know, guys, number one, fear is an illusion. It's not actually true, right? That's why we got to take care of our minds and take control. But number two is that growth only happens outside the comfort zone. Change only comes when we actually make true changes. And this is what I really want you to know is that when it comes to changing yourself, it's not hard. It's not that hard. The only hardest part is the lens we're looking at this journey on. Oh, it's going to take me so long, blah, blah, blah. We look at it the wrong way. Okay, why would you give attention to the things that are not going to serve you, right? That's not going to help you succeed in this journey. But I promise you, these changes are actually way easier than you think because you're not going to be eating on a crazy diet that you hate. It's much more simpler than that. So, what we actually have to do is we have to change ourselves within. And I'm going to break down exactly 5 areas that you can start with today to make those permanent changes. Okay? Because once you change yourself, once you change your identity, where it's not like I have to work out. No, it's like I want to go move my body today because I feel better. It relieves my stress. I look better. Like I genuinely want to move my body. I want to eat this good meal because it makes me feel really good. It fuels me up. And yeah, I can still have my cheats and my cheat meals and my treats here and there, but I don't even really want them because they don't make me feel good. That's when you really start to change. When it's like fully focus on how you feel, how you are, and not this external thing of like trying to hit this number or, something that doesn't really matter as much. What matters most is how you truly feel about yourself within. And knowing that by working on yourself in this journey, it's all just a personal development journey, but this is only going to make you feel better and better and better. And the only thing that can cause you to fail is yourself, the way you look at this journey, right? The all or nothing mindset, all those little pieces there. That's why we change ourselves. We change the way we see things, we change the way we act, we change the way we feel, and therefore everything else changes around us. Our habits, our actions, everything. And then that's why the people who do lose weight and sustain it so easily because it's their identity, right? When you see a fit person in their 80s, they go to the gym very consistently. Are they doing some dieting pill, right? Or apple vinegar every morning? No, they're not doing none of that crap. They're in a solid, simple routine that they thrive off of, that they love because it's their identity. It's who they are and what they do. Right? When you see a fit person go to an event, do you see them just binging on everything? No, they have control. They're in control of their choices. They might have some sweets here and there and whatnot, but overall, they're pretty solid in their choices. They're eating good protein, right? They're in control. So here is 5 ways that we can start making these shifts today, all right, for permanent lasting changes. So it starts with number 1 here, guys, and that is cutting out the all or nothing mindset. The all or nothing mindset, or we could call it the perfection mindset. This is a quick road to failure because let's say you start a new plan, you build a routine, and you're a human being, so things are never going to be perfect, right? Kids are going to be sick, so you won't sleep good enough, so you have to sleep in. So maybe you have to skip the gym or you have to go to in the evening or move it around for some day in the week. Just a small example. But if we have this mindset of like, I need to be perfect, I need to give it everything, all or nothing. I'm all like 100%. I got to give 100%. And if I don't, then I'm failing. You're going to fail so fast because you're going to have slip ups. You're going to have days where it's just not going to work your way. And if you have these crazy high expectations of yourself that are not realistic, you're going to fail no matter what. So one shift that you can make here is it's not about 0 to 100. It's about 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You go at your own pace and you step out a little bit of your comfort zone where you will grow and change, but it's not too far out where it's like you're walking on a thin line to failure, right? So the shift here is the mindset shift is that it's not about 0 to 100. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. And progress comes from showing up every single day, however that looks. One day you might give it 30 minutes in the gym and crush it. One day you might be there for 10 minutes and have a horrible gym session, but that's not the point. The point is that you showed up. And that's why you're going to sustain it. That's why you will win because winners do what winners do. And they show up no matter what and they stay consistent year in, year out. People who fail are the ones who are like, I'm trying to do all this cardio overnight and I'm trying to do all these changes. And then I had one bad day or one bad week and I didn't prep and everything's out the window. And now I'm a failure and I hate myself and I don't feel good about myself. That's a failing mindset. When you beat yourself up and you talk bad about yourself like that, make yourself feel bad about that, and look in that lens, that's a failing mindset. We won't change. So that's the first one is shifting that mindset, the all or nothing mindset to the 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 mindset. Progress over perfection. And don't just hear me when I say this. Reflect on this, dig into this and apply this into your life. All right? Now, let's move on to number 2. Stop doing the quick fixes and rushing the process. Stop buying your friend's gummies, hoping it's going to melt that 10 pounds off your belly. Okay. Stop doing the crazy strict diets. Like, especially too, if you've done a diet before, like keto in the past, and you lost weight before, but you didn't maintain it, you don't know what to do to lose weight. You just did a strict diet to lose weight, but it came back. So what's the point of doing it again just to get the same result again? So this is what I mean. Stop doing strict approaches and these quick fixes and rushing the process. This is a lifestyle. It's who you are and what you do. Little switches go a long way. What I suggest is instead of jumping on some diet train or the newest fad diet, right? Get some help if you need some help. That's the first thing. Getting help is not a luxury. Getting help is not you're a terrible person if you got to end up going and getting help. No, getting help is one of the smartest things that anybody could ever do because you either pay for time to get there faster and figure it out, right? Or sorry, you either pay for with money, right? You invest that energy, money's just a tool to get what you truly want and get there fast in the right way. Or you're going to spend time and time and time, which you never get back, hopefully, maybe trying to get there. There's a 90% failure rate, right? So getting help is the most genius, best way to go when it comes to this journey. But the other thing that you can do is focus on your bad habits and patterns of thinking and change those first. I would reflect, if I were you, on all the things that you don't like about yourself. What are all the bad habits that you don't like that don't make you feel good? Right? What are all the thoughts that you have about yourself that don't like and that don't make you feel good? And then work on changing those first, because when you change those, automatically it'll cause a ripple effect and it'll change you. I don't like the fact that I stay up late and I binge or I snack on sugar. I don't like that. That's a habit I don't like. So that's what I'm going to focus on changing these few weeks. Guess what? You change that. Now you're automatically cutting out an extra 250 to 300 calories every day, which then is going to help you maybe lose about half a pound a week. But also cutting out that sugar, you're going to sleep way better. You're going to feel better the next day. You'll have more energy, more clarity. So you'll want to attack the day better. Then also your insulin levels are going to be way better as well, your insulin sensitivity, because you're having less sugar. You're going to have less belly fat. You're going to have less bloating. Like, see, little switches like that go such a long way. Such a long way. So stop the quick fixes and rush the process and focus on yourself. What are the things that you don't like about yourself that you are ready and want to change and you can change? Number 3, stop restrictions and set rules and build discipline. So instead of saying, I'm going to restrict myself and not have these certain food types, restrict your time. I'm going to be disciplined with my time. I'm only going to eat between 12 and 12 or whatever it may be, right? Only between 12 and 7 p.m. Something like that. Set up rules and build the discipline around it. So what I mean by that is like instead of being a free for all and having candy and sugar whenever you want, set rules to it. I only have a treat, one little treat every single day after supper, and that's it. Or I only have my cheat meals on the weekends, and that's it. Or once a month, and that's it. I only buy fast food one time a week, and then stick to those rules. That's the key there is have control, as much of control as possible that you can control. Set the rules, build the discipline around it, but don't set crazy, crazy restrictions that are not sustainable. All right. So certain days for cheat meals, for example, what are your standards for when you work out? How often per week do you work out? Do it in a realistic way. If you don't work out at all right now, start with 3 times a week of movement for 30 minutes and just start there and build off that, or 5,000 steps a day. Something that is very, very doable for you and build off that there. Setting meal times, for example. Again, I'm going to eat at this time, this time, this time. I'm going to stick to that. Perfect. Right. And lastly, take the path of least resistance when it comes to this. Make it as easy as possible for yourself. If you know that you go to a social event and you're going to have crazy cravings, go after they're done eating. So that way you don't even have to battle with that. Set yourself up for success. All right, number 4, build an actual plan and structure, especially if you're 40 plus years old. If you don't have a routine built, a structured plan, you're going to feel all over the place. Your kids, your family, work, everything. And it's going to be so hard to balance and juggle everything. So build it into your calendar, literally build it into your life. Part of your routine, who you are and what you do. Give yourself some slack time so that way it's not perfect to the T, but build some solid structure in your life, and that will go a long way. Many of my clients thrive as soon as they get a good solid routine that we build around their lifestyle. They love it. They're obsessed with it. They function, they feel way better. Their energy goes up like crazy because things become a lot more predictable and you get back time because you realize that you have a lot more access. You have a lot more time than you think. But we just got to utilize it the right way. That's number 4 is building actual plan and structure. Easy tips for this. One way is 3 to 5 things you're going to commit to every single day. Every morning, power list. Here are the 3 things I'm going to commit to today. Or an actual routine. I go to sleep this time. I wake up this time every day. This is my morning routine. This is my work block and hours. This is my eating times. Actual structure. Right? And number 5, guys, the last one for today that we can focus on to making this transformation happen for ourselves the right way. Number 5 is do the inner work. Do the inner work. This is one of the most important things that you could ever do for yourself. I'd almost argue the most important thing. I believe one of the reasons why our clients are crushing it and why we're going to keep crushing it is because we focus on the most important piece, which is the inner work. Your limiting beliefs, the way you see yourself in this world, your self-belief, all those pieces there, truly doing the inner work. Because here's the thing, is that feelings influence the way we show up and take action, and actions to get us the results, right? So if we can just get ourselves in a highest state of being where we feel very excited, we're feeling very motivated, very confident, we're naturally going to want to act better and do better. And when we act and do better, we get better results. And therefore, we start changing the way we believe about ourselves. Oh, wait, I am a healthy and fit person. Look at me taking action. Look at me eating well. I am a healthy and fit person. Then we're going to start thinking about more ways to become more healthy and fit. And then we're going to feel even more healthy and fit. And we're going to want to take more action towards our health and fit goals. So do the inner work. Change your true identity. Think of, here's some examples. When you think about being healthy and fit, what comes up? When you visualize yourself at your goal, what comes up? What's the resistance you're experiencing behind what you want? You have the desire in your heart. You know what you want, or you know what you don't want. And then what's the resistance that pops up? What's but I can't do it because of this. But that's not me. But I don't deserve it. That's all resistance. That's all limiting beliefs or resistance that popped up in your awareness somewhere in your life that's stuck in there and it's keeping you stuck. And we want to cut those ties and step into the person who we actually want to be. Do you think your future self who's at your goal right now are thinking negatively about themselves? Do you think they're doubting themselves? Do you think they don't believe in themselves and their goals? Do you think they see themselves as fat? No. No, 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 no to all of that. They're a completely different person, completely different identity. They think, feel, and be differently. And that's what I'm telling you is that your goals are so much more realistic than you think. You just need to change those pieces about yourself, match them with your future self, give it time and patience, and you will get there. 1000%. And if you guys need some help with that, if you're like sick and tired trying this on your own, I encourage you to at least take one step forward and see what we're all about here at Coach Hayward, because this will change your life if it is in alignment. So if you do want that help, message me CH on Instagram and I can send you over some details and we have a chat and see if this would make sense to work together to help you make this transformation happen. But only do it if you are actually serious about changing your life. But other than that, guys, that is a training for today. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I took my time with you guys today, the 5 main pieces here. And remember, true change comes from changing yourself. The way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you look at your struggles and challenges. It will all make this journey either way harder for you or way easier. The way you set up your plan, your routines, and the way you take action in your life. It's either going to get you one step closer to your goals or one step closer to where you don't want to be. Okay, so change yourself and everything else around you will change. I promise you that. If you guys need any more help, I'm right here to help and support you every step of the way. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you on the next training.